Good morning to one and all. In our today video, we will learn chapter number 1 of class 9th, matter in our surrounding, and the topic for today class is evaporation. Evaporation is not a new topic for us. We have learned this topic in previous class. First of all, we will see the definition of evaporation. What is evaporation? Evaporation is a surface phenomena in which a liquid change or convert into vapor or gas at any temperature below its boiling point, or the phenomena of changing of a liquid into gas at any temperature below its boiling point. For example, in case of the water, we know that the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius, but water below its boiling point at any temperature like 40 degrees Celsius, room temperature 60 degrees Celsius, it convert into vapors. So the rate of evaporation that is vary for different type of the sources, as you see evenly the water bodies in our surrounding also. Now we will see the factors affecting evaporation. How does the rate of evaporation affect by different factors? So the following factors affecting the rate of evaporation. First factor is surface area, second is temperature, third is humidity, and fourth is wind speed. Now we will explain one by one all of these factors. First is surface area. We know that what is surface area? Maximum or minimum surface area, the most of objects which have particular surface area. So how the rate of evaporation decrease or increase by increasing or decreasing of surface area. If the surface area or if we increase the surface area, then the rate of evaporation increase. If we decrease the surface area, the rate of evaporation is also decrease. To understand it, let me take an example. You can see when you wash the clothes, so after the washing, if you put the clothes on a wire, during the putting you have to spread the clothes. Why we spread the clothes? When we spread the clothes, their surface area increase. So the sunlight falls on the cloth, so the particles get more energy and they convert into the vapors. But if we do not spread the clothes, we put clothes together, they do not dry up as they dry up when we spread, because they have the less surface area. We can take another example. You can take water in 3 containers. You can take water in a test tube, you can take water in a bowl, you can take water in a tub. These 3 has different surface area, and keep them sunlight for 2 to 5 hours or maybe 1 day, and we observe that the more water is evaporate in tub which has more surface area, and the less water is evaporate in case of the test tube which has less surface area. So how the evaporation is related with the surface area. Second, here is the temperature. If we increase the temperature, the rate of evaporation is also increased. If we decrease the temperature, the rate of evaporation is decreased. To explain it, we can take example in summer season, the temperature of the room temperature is more or the environmental temperature is more. So in summer season, we see that the clothes dry up quickly. Evenly we can see that the vegetable and fruits are also dry up quickly. But in case of the rainy seasons or maybe in the winter season, the temperature is comparatively low than the summer season. So the clothes take more time to dry up, or the fruits and vegetables remain fresh for a long time. Now we will see the third point, that is humidity. What is humidity and how it is related with the rate of evaporation? The amount of the water vapor present in the air is known as humidity. You can see in weather report daily the humidity of particular place is published. And we know that in rainy season in our environment more amount of the water is present. So in rainy season more humidity is there, but in case of the summer season the water vapor is not present in the atmosphere. So in summer season less humidity is present. If the amount of the water vapor means humidity increase, the rate of evaporation decrease. If the humidity decrease, the rate of evaporation increase. The fourth point is wind speed. The moving air is known as wind, and you can see that the wind speed is more in the summer season or in sea coastal area, or in winter and rainy season it is less comparatively with the summer season. And you can also take one more example. In the rainy season sometime we spread the cloth under the fan. So why we use the fan? This fan increase the wind speed, and with increasing of the wind speed the rate of the evaporation of the particles also increase, which loses energy faster than. So if we compare, if the wind speed increase, the rate of evaporation increase. If the wind speed decrease, the rate of evaporation also decrease. So these are four factors which affecting the rate of evaporation. Now we will see some applications of evaporation in our day-to-day life. One important application is how does evaporation causes cooling. Evaporation causes cooling. You can take a liquid in a container in open vessels. What will happen? After some time we observe that the water convert into vapor. So in the process of the converting of the vapor, the particles take energy from the surrounding. So these particles convert from the liquid to vapors, the energy is consumed. So this particles of the surrounding regain energy from the surrounding, which causes cooling. So here the concept is evaporation, and the particles gain energy or absorb energy from the surroundings. So that's why evaporation causes cooling. Another concept you can see, you can use acetone to remove the nail polish. So you can take some drop of this acetone on your palm. What do you observe? After some time this acetone convert into gas, which absorb the energy, the particles in surrounding your palm, which again regain the energy from the surrounding, so which causes cooling. This is also another example. Third example is there. In summer season we spread the water on a hot surface, where same concept is also there. Water convert into the vapors, which causes the cooling due to the latent heat of evaporizations. Now another application of this evaporation is which type of cloth we should wear, and why that type of cloth we should wear. We should wear cotton cloth in the summer season. We know that cotton is a good absorber of sweat and water. We know that in summer season our body, due to the maintaining the temperature, more sweat releases. So it is our internal mechanism of the body. During this process, when the sweat convert into the vapor, it absorb the energy from the surrounding particles remaining contact in our body, which regain the energy from the surrounding, which causes the cooling. So here again same concept is also there regarding which type of the clothes should we wear and why we wear cotton clothes. One important questions also based on this, that is the question is we are going to discuss here. If you keep a cold containing water bottle outside, then we see that the tiny droplets are seen surrounding the bottle. So here the question, why or from where these tiny droplets come around the bottle. So if a bottle containing cold water, if you keep this bottle at an open place, the water vapor present in the air, when come in the contact of this cold water, this loses the energy through the process of the condensation and convert into tiny droplets of water. These droplets of the water appear on the surface of bottle. So these are some applications of evaporation. Thank you very much to each and everyone for watching this video, and in next class we will discuss some other video of upcoming chapters. Thank you very much.